Okay, we're back to like a thud or something. I thought someone was breaking in. That's scary. I'm not proud of it, but that's what happened. Here's my dilemma. It's 10:30 a.m. That is not seeing the light of day. This video is very much so on a whim. I don't really have a plan except for what I'm doing today, which was the whole catalyst of why I decided to pick up a camera and do stuff. It just stuttered so bad right there. This morning I walked into my kitchen to go make a cup of coffee, and I look over at my sourdough starter, whose name is Joey Tribbiani, by the way. I know, it's adorable. And he was just bursting at the seams, ready to bake with. At least, I think. I don't really know. I've only baked 2 loaves before and they were both fail, so I don't know what I'm doing. But it looked bake ready. And so I decided that I wanted to make sourdough. And that has jump-started this video, which is basically going to be me doing cozy things that make me feel happy to get me out of this life reading slump that I've been in for honestly the past like 4 months. That is number 1 on the agenda. Finish the dough, bake it tomorrow, and just fucking pray that it turns out okay. And those that have baked sourdough before, you know that it's like a process and it's a lengthy one and there's a lot of downtime, but not enough downtime for you to like go out and do stuff. Like I have to check in on it every single hour. So today is going to be a chill, cozy reading day, specifically for a book club book that I have procrastinated starting and reading. Like I missed all of week 1 and we're on week 2, and I literally started the day before yesterday, and our book club is tomorrow, and it's Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. And we're splitting this up into 4 weeks, so basically I have to read half of the book today. Currently waiting on Dovey to be ready for the next round of stretch and folds, so I'm going to cozy up and we're going to jump back into Calabasas, which I'm honestly very excited about, but I'm also very intimidated. I'm on chapter 4. I think I have to get through chapter 17, and these chapters are like insanely long, which isn't helping things. Let's see if I can make some progress today while babysitting. I don't know how to cut this off, so let's go. Good morning. Mini update on Calabasas. I got to chapter 7. However, I'm going to have a lot more time this morning to read this because last night I was so hyperfixated on trying to make sourdough or like a better focaccia, because the one that I made last night was a little bit dense and gummy. So I was like, I'm just going to whip up another one. I didn't want to like jinx myself and be like, oh, this one's gonna be perfect and like document it. Also, it was like a lot of sourdough and baking for like one of my videos anyways. So I was like, I'm not going to film this and we're just gonna hope for the best here. I walk into my kitchen this morning at like 5 a.m. I just like woke up to like a thud or something. I thought someone was breaking in, and I just rolled out of bed because I couldn't go back to sleep, and I went to go look at the dough, and it was like perfect. Plan for today is obviously make up my bed, and I'm gonna be going over to my parents' house because I don't have a Dutch oven to bake this thing, and my mom does, and she's letting me borrow it until I get my own, because I also just don't want to invest in a Dutch oven unless I know that I'm gonna want to continue making sourdoughs and stuff. So I'm gonna go over there in like an hour and a half or so. And I mean, I was already planning on hanging out with my parents today, so may as well start a little bit earlier. Hold on. I need to fix this corner really quick because I sleep like I'm an actual tornado. Ugh. Also, I'm having a hard time making up my bed because Milo is right here. See? But anyways, that is the plan for today. Hopefully I'll get a good bit of reading done. I'm not going to pressure myself to finish all of the reading before book club because it's today. And if I force myself to read something that I'm not really vibing with in like the binge reading sense, then I'm not going to do it because, again, this video is about getting myself out of a slump. And forcing myself to read something does not do that. Oh, I'm out of breath. Yep. I'm so lost in what this is saying right now. We just spent 2 pages discussing and describing in great detail a river and its history and what it means in Latin and Greek. I feel so smart reading this. Touch it. Oh, cool.
I got mine.
I literally decided to do this like an hour ago. I'll see if I regret it in the morning. This is my first time ever dyeing my hair by myself. I've only ever had help from a friend or I've got it done professionally, but it's not in the budget to get it done professionally and I want to do this now. So I went to Target and now we're here. So here is the vision. I love the look of like the halo highlight sort of situation, but for me, I can't pull off like the contrast of it. So what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to lighten my hair in the places that you would see like that halo look. Just lighten it a little bit for some dimension. I don't want like platinum blonde or anything. So I'm not too nervous about it. I'm a little nervous, but like not too nervous. That's gonna like make me scared to do it by myself. And then copper red all over. Now, I'm hoping to do all of this tonight, but if I do the bleaching part and I'm too tired to do the red, then I'll do the red tomorrow. It's not a big deal. This is a look. It already smells. Oh. Ooh, why does it smell kind of good? What am I gonna do? I feel like that's gonna be more efficient. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Work smarter, not harder, folks. That was so close to my eye. Oh my god. I'm not gonna care as much about like the roots at the back because can't see it. None of my business. I'll see you in like 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been like 20-ish minutes This is a little worrisome, but I'm happy with how this is looking so far. So I'm going to let this sit for like maybe 5 more minutes, and then we're rinsing, wetting the hair, because this is actually applied to wet hair. So that's going to be interesting. Okay. I don't know if it's really going to show very well. Ooh. Peekaboo. There's a little bit of a difference. And that's kind of exactly what I was going for. So I'm like a professional or whatever. Another set of instructions. So it's saying that I need to apply in the shower, which makes sense because this is probably going to be a mess. Looks like blood. Gently shake to blend. Gently. And then we're just going to put this in there, and then we're going to let it sit for 10 to 20 minutes. That's scary. Okay, so I have like 3 minutes left on my timer. I timed it out to where like these are on for like 5 minutes. I don't know if that's how long I should keep it on. I don't know if it needs to be longer, but this is worrying me, so I'm taking it off. This towel is just going to be ruined today. Hold on, can you see the red gloss that's going down? It's on my arms too. This looks like a bruise. That's great. 20-minute timer is up. The gauge was, or the range was 10 to 20 minutes, so basically kept it in the max amount for ultimate copper. I'm gonna get in the shower, I'll wash this off, and we'll reconvene. Okay, we're back, and in a different shirt. Let's see here. I'm excited. I'm very interested to see how, like, hold on. Sorry about that. I'm very intrigued to see how the darker parts of my hair look with the red, but this, damn. I haven't dyed my hair in so long, and obviously I just was bored with my hair and I wanted to do something different, but at the same time, doing something more like the warmer tones and everything is very like fall-ish. So it's like in the theme of this video. But I'm just going to let my hair air dry. I can't even fathom picking up a hairdryer right now to dry my hair. So I'll probably see y'all in the morning for the final reveal. Good morning. Hair is dry. I've already straightened it just so it looks a little bit better. But this is what we've got. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick this up, but I can see a lot more red in my hair. It just looks a lot richer. It feels so nice. So I'm really happy with it. I want to see it in the sun before I make like final judgments, but I'm really vibing with it. There is one hyper blonde spot that I missed with the red, but no one's ever gonna see it except for you just now, but that's it. So like for 20-25 bucks, not too shabby. If the hair looks crazy in this bun, it's simply none of your business and we're not going to talk about it. After I got done working yesterday, I literally just doom scrolled all day. I'm not proud of it, but that's what happened. And I just want to be honest with you. But now it's like ultimate fall day outside. It's rainy. It's not going to get above the 60s today. So we are hunkering down and we are doing all of the cozy fall things that I can personally think of. Starting off with a cute fall book. Here are all the books that I could think of that are like fall vibes. So I have some thrillers in here. I have some cozy fall romances type vibes. I just couldn't decide in the moment. So we're going to decide together. Also, the reason why I'm not continuing Calabasas today, I had to DNF it. I was just having a very, very hard time following along, and I'm so fresh out of a book slump that I just couldn't risk it. The first one is The X-Hex. I read this toward the very beginning of when I started to read, and I really enjoyed it at the time. But I kind of want to reread this and just see where this would rank now, or where I would rate it now compared to back then. Like, this was like a 5-star read. I can almost guarantee it's not going to be a 5-star now, and I'm just really curious. So, The X-Hex. Then I have The 7-Year Slip. Now, I already know that I'm not going to start reading this today. I just need to include it in the stack to be like, I will be reading it soon, but I couldn't have a stack of fall books and include a reread without including 7-Year Slip. This is one of my 5 6-star reads. Now we're going to get into the book choices that I haven't read yet. So the first one is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I know this was so popular last year, and I bought this last season along with the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Still haven't read it, and I think it's about time for me to read it. I've heard pretty good things. I feel like this is probably going to be like a middle of the road, small town romance kind of vibe. Then I have The Kiss Curse, which is the second book to The X-Hex, and this revolves around, I think it's her cousin, who I vaguely remember her being like my favorite character in The X-Hex. And what I can imagine myself doing is reading The X-Hex in one sitting and then reading The Kiss Curse also in one sitting. Like, is today gonna accidentally turn into a little bit of a readathon? I don't know, maybe. And then I have This Spells Love. A young woman tries to heal her heartbreak by casting a spell to erase her ex from her past, but wakes up in an alternate reality in which she's lost more than she wished for in this witty, whimsical friends to lovers debut. Sounds cute. Alright, and then the only fantasy book that I grabbed was the Atlas 6. I don't know why I picked it up. If I can't read Calabasas right now, I surely cannot do this. It's like another magical realism kind of book, and I don't know if my brain can brain enough for this. But it's really pretty. And then I have 2 thriller books, both by Lisa Jewell. I have Then She Was Gone and The Night She Disappeared. And the other thing, I also have People Watching on my Kindle in case I want to read something that is romance, that's probably going to be a little bit more on the emotional side, but also cutie. So I have that. Also, if I just get tired of holding a physical book, then I can jump over to my Kindle. I think my top contenders to start with are The X-Hex, Then She Was Gone, and The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Definitely not because these are the only paperbacks and I don't feel like holding a hardback book.
This guy.
We're painting pumpkins today. I don't remember if I've ever painted pumpkins before. So I have 3 pumpkins today. 2 of these I want to make into candy corn, and this little short, round, lumpy guy. Plan is to turn him into a Frankenstein. I don't know how well that's gonna go. So like, I don't have a paper plate or anything like that to put the paint on. So that's what we're doing. So like a little bit of like a reading update for the X-Hex. I got 2 chapters in and gave up. I just couldn't make myself care at all. And I just don't know if I'm in the mood for that kind of like super silly read or anything. I don't know when or if I'm ever going to get out of this book slump. Like, it's honestly kind of scary for me because I've pretty consistently loved reading for the last, I guess, like 3 years. So having this span of time not wanting to pick up a book is really out of the norm for me, and I don't like it. But I have really been getting into the fall spirit, even though the book slump is kind of putting a damper on things. I've been trying to embrace like more fall and like Halloween type movies. In previous years, all I would really watch was like Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, stuff like that. Just like my childhood ones. My family, we didn't really watch scary movies ever. So like I had never seen movies like Scream before or anything like that. And I was like, oh, maybe I can try and watch it. So I watched Scream for the first time a couple of days ago. I've been playing it like nonstop on my TV. I understand the hype. I really, really do. Ooh, messed it up. Damn it. Ew. Here's the thing. I am really wanting to pull out some wine right now because I feel like just paint and pour kind of vibes. I feel like that is what this is calling for. Here's my dilemma. It's 10:30 a.m. I'd like to think that no one would judge me, but like, would y'all judge me? But also, the bigger question is, do I care? Yep. Back in it. Can y'all hear the TV in my room? It's because I'm playing Scream on my TV in there. I wasn't kidding. Do I need to let this dry more? It's kind of like pulling the paint off. How long does it take for acrylic paint to dry on a pumpkin? Acrylic paint on a pumpkin takes 15 minutes to an hour to dry to the touch. For multiple coats, allow 30 minutes to an hour between layers. I did not expect a time commitment of this magnitude. Maybe that's why people carve them. Oh my god. Shut up. Dramatic. So as y'all saw, I finished kind of painting the pumpkins. It was a little bit of a fail. They didn't turn out the way that I was hoping that they would. And I also just needed to completely stop filming myself because I'm gonna be so for real, that singular glass of wine hit me a lot harder than I was expecting. And like, I tried to explain on camera about the pumpkins. That is not seeing the light of day. But right now I'm heading downtown to meet my sister. We are gonna go watch Wicked in the park. My city has been doing this for the entire month of October, where they, every single Friday night at sunset, they play a movie. Like, they've watched Inside Out, they've watched The Addams Family, and this week is Wicked, and this is actually the very last week that they're doing it because they're not gonna do anything on Halloween. As soon as I found out about it, I called my sister and I was like, hey, what you feeling about going with me? And so she's meeting me there. I have hot apple cider. I have my blanket, and I'm just ready to have a good time. I should have drank an Alani before I left. Because I'm already starting to feel like a wave of tired because I am a grandma. I am in bed by like 8:30, but hopefully the cold will keep me alert. But the drive home is gonna be something else.